Hello everyone. One day I thought, science is so fascinating. I mean, think about it. Science can't tell us what awaits us 20 years from now. It doesn't tell us what's going to happen tomorrow, yet it can calculate what may happen in 1 billion years from now. While making this YouTube video, I learned that there are many artworks in different shapes, mainly books, movies, and video games, the plot based on hundreds of millions of years in the future. But unlike the fantasies that only exist in books and games, scientists have a slightly different vision. Welcome to this channel, everyone. Please give us 10 minutes of your time. Let's go explore the world far, far in the future together. Let's go. A red sun. 500 million to 1 billion years from now, the first thing we on Earth would notice is that the Earth is clearly hotter than ever. This is because the sun is in the late stage of what we call a stellar evolution. The sun will eventually burn out, and sooner or later, it'll start burning helium from the center of the sun. Eventually, the sun will expand and turn into a giant red star, but it won't happen even in 1 billion years or so. The sun will become more active, and instead of yellow, it'll be a reddish orange. But there is no need to anticipate the expansion of the star. The temperature of Earth will be around 40 degrees Celsius. The idea of 4 seasons may be non-existent, but maybe, due to the worsening greenhouse effect, the 4 seasons may be gone, resulting in the possibility of the temperature on Earth to be consistent. Stars that make up the constellations move in a proper motion, so the location may change, which will result in the shapes we see also changing. What else would you notice about the sky? You'll notice something off about the moon. The moon will gradually move away from Earth. When Earth first formed, the moon existed fairly close to the planet. The moon, under the night sky, seemed rather large. By the way, this is also one of the reasons that led to an increase in the temperature of the planet and greatly affected the forming of a liquid core. As a result, this makes Earth the only terrestrial planet with a stable magnetic field with an uninterrupted plate movement. In about 600 million years from now, the moon will gradually fade away from Earth and you won't be able to see lunar eclipses. You will probably only be able to view an annual lunar eclipse. We do not know the fate of the moon thereafter. It can get pushed out of the Earth's orbit and start revolving around the sun. On the other hand, it can still remain very far from Earth and act as a satellite. Either way, the moon under the night sky will be very small and you'll only be able to vaguely see it. Simple geography. It is well known that the Earth's plates drift, combines the continents to become one, and then it splits apart. Today, the plates are separated in 2 groups. 2 Americas, Africa, Eurasia, Australia, the Antarctica, and last but not least, Greenland. In approximately 250 to 300 million years, the continents will form a single supercontinent, like it did hundreds of millions of years ago. Scientists call it Pangaea Ultima, also known as the last Pangaea. So why call it the last? The answer is simple. As soon as the Pangaea Ultimate is formed, the movement of the continental plates will stop. Therefore, in 1 billion years from now, we will be able to see the one and only supercontinent once again. The movement of the plate will stop for the same reason that the Earth's temperature will rise. Today, what is known as the carbonate-silicate cycle, which is the exchange of materials between the mantle and the crust, is happening on Earth. Increase in sunlight will affect this cycle and will lead to the ocean evaporating. As a result, the air gets drier, the rocks get harder, and the ocean will become smaller. In approximately 600 million years, the earthquake activity will come to an end. The final result is, in 1 billion years, one supercontinent, And it may be smaller, but 50 to 60% of Earth's surface will be covered by ocean. It is unfortunate that the ocean is smaller, but on the flip side, it's good knowing there's no earthquakes. Right? Death of planet Earth. This is where it gets the most interesting. What kind of unique creatures will inhabit the Pangaea Ultima? Evolution surprises us again and again, and the diversity of the Earth's biome inspires biologists to write many books. Will the new biome in 1 billion years fascinate us once again? The answer is no. Unfortunately, that won't be the case. In 1 billion years, there won't be any signs of life. All you will see is a deserted land. The first warning bell is when the plate movement stops. As the mantle solidifies and seams between the plates disappear, there will be fewer and fewer volcanoes erupting. Volcanoes release not only lava and ash, but also carbon dioxide, which is necessary for all plants to photosynthesize. Of course, when we breathe, we also exhale carbon dioxide. But to be honest, it's not much. The majority of the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere is created precisely from the geophysical process in the Earth's crust. Either way, photosynthesis is not going to be possible. As a result, there will be less oxygen, so first the plants, and then the animals will go extinct. In 600 to 700 million years later, the process of extinction will begin, which will be the biggest ever in history. Death of plants and animals will affect life in several ways, and it will destroy the ecological pyramid. Oxygen is not just for creatures to breathe. It also forms an ozone layer to protect us, human beings, from harsh sunlight. When oxygen disappears, the radiation level will increase, and all eukaryotes that have survived the extreme starvation will face a new problem. That is sudden mutation and increase in malignant tumors. All long-lived species will become extinct. Perhaps insects and rodents may survive, but they will have issues finding food. There is a high possibility that sea creatures living in the North and the South Pole will survive the longest. However, as the radiation level goes up, the fate of all the remaining life is also determined. As a result, only simple, prokaryotic creatures will live on the surface of the Earth. It will be a few billion years until the sun expands even further and completely destroys all living creatures on our planet. What should humanity do? We should dress up properly, prepare for death, and bury ourselves in the cemetery. Not. Just kidding. Forget billions of years from now. We don't even know what would happen to our civilization in 1,000 years. Maybe we will become so technologically advanced that we'll be able to leave and live outside of Earth. There is still time to terraform other planets on our solar system. In the unlikely event that we're unable to, instead, the sun will do the terraforming for us. As the sun expands, it'll first warm Mars to a reasonable temperature, and then warm any satellites of the giant planets. Even if this is true, and may not be too distant in the future, there's nothing for us to worry about. There's plenty of time to research the solar system and other planets in the galaxy. Once born, humanity will not just give up without a fight. It's a little sad, but it is an issue where our generation of human beings living on Earth would not have to worry. That is all for today. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to like and comment. Isn't it fun to ponder about humanity's fate millions of years in the future? Well, if it's only for 10 minutes or so like this. And now, I have to boil water and feed my cat. Cats probably care less about any of these problems, as they are creatures that thrive to live today. Sometimes I'm jealous of them. Maybe I should learn and live carefree like them. Let's embrace what we have today and live happy. We'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.